Hey there, and welcome to a journey across the United Kingdom. This series is all about must-see road trips from the wild coasts of Scotland to the rolling hills of the English countryside. Whether you're planning your next big trip or just dreaming about the perfect getaway, stick around as we explore breathtaking routes and charming villages. I'll be your guide, sharing tips and stories from my own journeys, because that's what makes these trips unforgettable. Let's get started and see what adventures await us on the road ahead. Let's dive into some of the greatest road trips the UK has to offer. Whether you're a seasoned explorer or just looking for a weekend escape, there's something truly special about hitting the open road in Britain. The Lake District is often the first place that comes to mind, with its winding roads, sparkling lakes and dramatic peaks. Every twist and turn reveals a new vista, from tranquil waters to rugged fells. As you cruise through these stunning landscapes, you'll notice the little details that make each region unique. The changing colours of the fields, the ancient stone walls, and the sheep grazing peacefully by the roadside all add to the charm. Maybe it's the scent of heather drifting across the moors, or the way the light plays on the hills at sunset. The air feels fresher, and time seems to slow down as you take it all in. Along the way, you'll stumble upon local artisans, potters, weavers and painters who are keeping traditional crafts alive. Their workshops are often tucked away in picturesque villages, waiting to be discovered. Stopping in at a small village workshop, you might find yourself chatting with someone who's been perfecting their art for decades. These encounters offer a glimpse into the heart and soul of rural Britain. And let's not forget the food. Each region has its own specialties, from savoury pies to crumbly cheeses and fresh-baked bread. From bustling farmers' markets to cosy pubs, you're never far from a delicious meal. Sampling local flavours is a highlight of any journey. There's nothing quite like sampling fresh produce, homemade pies, or a pint of locally brewed ale after a long day on the road. These simple pleasures make every stop memorable. Evenings bring their own kind of magic. As the sun sets, the countryside transforms and a peaceful hush settles over the land. Picture yourself gathered around a campfire, swapping stories with fellow travellers. The laughter, the warmth, and the sense of camaraderie linger long after the fire dies down. At the end of the day, these great British road trips are about more than just getting from one place to another. They're a chance to slow down, reconnect, and create lasting memories. They're about discovery, connection, and the simple joy of the open road, reminding us that sometimes the journey itself is the destination. Let's imagine what it would be like to travel across the entire UK in 80 days. You'd start by plotting your route, connecting dots between iconic cities and hidden gems. Picture yourself weaving through the bustling streets of London, catching the buzz of the capital before heading north to Edinburgh. Each stop offers a new flavour, a fresh perspective, and it keeps you on your toes. Along the way, you'll have the chance to dive into regional traditions. Maybe you'll find yourself trying haggis for the first time in Scotland, or joining in with a lively Morris dancing performance. So, if you've ever dreamed of an epic adventure across the UK, 80 days on the road might just be the perfect way to do it. Every day brings something different, and by the end you'll have a treasure trove of stories and memories. Let's set our sights on the coast, because there's nothing quite like a road trip along the UK's stunning shoreline. The Jurassic Coast is a perfect starting point, with its dramatic cliffs and ancient fossils just waiting to be discovered. There's a special thrill in hunting for fossils, imagining the creatures that once roamed these shores millions of years ago. Wildlife lovers are in for a treat too. Puffins nesting on cliff sides, seals basking on remote beaches. It's a paradise for nature enthusiasts. The lighthouses that dot the coastline are more than just landmarks. They're beacons of history and hope. Life in the coastal villages has its own rhythm. You'll see fishing boats returning to harbour with the day's catch. And of course, no coastal adventure would be complete without sampling some classic fish and chips right on the beach. The road hugs the cliffs, the views are unforgettable, and every stop offers a new story. Imagine yourself winding along those narrow country lanes, the kind where hedgerows brush the car, and the world seems to slow down with every gentle curve. The air is fresh, tinged with the scent of wildflowers and earth, and the only sounds are the distant calls of birds and the soft hum of your engine. Sunlight flickers through ancient oaks, casting dappled shadows that dance across the road. It's as if the trees themselves are welcoming you, their branches arching overhead to form a living tunnel of green. Our journey today takes us to Warwick Castle, an iconic fortress that has stood watch over the River Avon for nearly 1,000 years. Its stone walls have witnessed battles, celebrations, and centuries of change, yet it remains a symbol of strength and history. But the magic of the countryside isn't just in its castles. It's in the rolling green fields, the patchwork of meadows and hedges, and the gentle hills that stretch as far as the eye can see. Take a stroll through the ruins of a medieval abbey, and you'll find a different kind of peace. The quiet here is profound, broken only by the rustle of leaves or the distant toll of a church bell, echoing through stone arches that have stood for centuries. As we continue, the road leads us into the Cotswolds, a region famous for its honey-coloured villages and rolling hills. Here, every turn reveals a postcard-perfect scene, with cottages clustered together and fields dotted with wildflowers. Here, thatched roof cottages nestle among gardens bursting with roses and lavender. The air is sweet with their fragrance, and the sight of climbing blooms against golden stone walls feels like stepping into a storybook. Now, if you're lucky, you might catch sight of a flock of sheep being herded across a field by a clever sheepdog. It's a timeless scene, a reminder of the rhythms of rural life that have endured for generations. Of course, no trip through the countryside would be complete without a proper cream tea. It's a tradition that invites you to pause, to savor the moment, and to enjoy the simple pleasures of good company and delicious treats. Picture yourself in a sun-dappled garden, a pot of tea steaming gently beside a plate of scones, clotted cream and strawberry jam. The gentle buzz of bees and the soft laughter of friends make the afternoon linger just a little longer. Stepping inside a grand, stately home, you're greeted by the creak of polished floorboards and the soft glow of afternoon light through tall windows. Each room tells a story filled with portraits, antiques, and echoes of lives once lived within these walls. To round off the day, let's drift along a tranquil canal in a narrowboat, the water reflecting willow trees and the occasional passing swan. The world feels hushed here, as if time itself has slowed to match the gentle pace of the boat. The gentle chug of the engine, the soft splash of the paddle, and the slow pace create a sense of peace that's hard to find anywhere else. It's a moment to breathe deeply, to watch the ripples spread, and to let your thoughts drift with the current. Mooring up for the night, you can watch the sunset paint the sky in shades of gold and pink. The last light lingers on the water, and the countryside settles into a gentle hush, promising another day of discovery tomorrow. These moments of history, of beauty, of quiet contentment remind us why these landscapes continue to inspire and enchant. In every stone, every field, and every sunset, the countryside offers a timeless invitation to slow down, explore, and simply be. There's something truly magical about hitting the open road in Scotland. The sense of freedom, the anticipation of what lies around the next bend, and the ever-changing landscape make every journey unforgettable. The North Coast 500 captures the wild spirit of the Highlands, winding through some of the most breathtaking scenery in the country. It's a route that invites you to slow down, take in the views, and truly connect with the land. Each mile feels like you're traveling through a living postcard. Towering mountains, dramatic coastlines, and ancient castles rising from the mist. The landscape is both timeless and ever-changing, shaped by centuries of wind and weather. As you drive, keep your eyes peeled for golden eagles soaring overhead, their wings outstretched as they ride the Highland winds. Wildlife is everywhere, from red deer grazing in the glens to otters playing in quiet streams. A detour to the Isle of Skye is an absolute must. The journey across the Skye Bridge feels like entering another world, where rugged cliffs and mysterious moors await. The fairy pools, with their crystal-clear waters and tumbling waterfalls, are simply breathtaking. Take a moment to dip your toes in the icy water or hike along the winding trails for a closer look at this natural wonder. Of course, no Scottish road trip would be complete without a visit to a whisky distillery. Discover the secrets behind Scotland's most famous spirit and savour a dram or two. as you learn about the craft and tradition that goes into every bottle. For those who crave a bit of adventure, wild camping under the stars is an experience you'll never forget. The silence of the wilderness, broken only by the crackle of a campfire, is pure magic. Imagine falling asleep to the sound of a distant waterfall or waking up to the sunrise over a misty glen. These are the moments that make a Scottish road trip truly special, memories that linger long after the journey ends. The people you meet along the way are just as memorable as the scenery. Friendly locals are always ready to share a story, offer directions, or recommend a hidden gem off the beaten path. Highland hospitality is legendary, and you'll find yourself welcomed into cozy pubs and small villages with open arms. Sharing a meal or a laugh with new friends is part of the adventure. From the rugged coastlines to the serene lochs, every bend brings a new discovery. In Scotland, the road itself is as much a destination as any landmark you'll find along the way. There's a certain charm to a road trip through the heart of Wales. The landscape changes with every turn, from the craggy peaks of Snowdonia to the rolling green valleys. One of the highlights has to be seeing a steam train chugging its way through a lush valley. Music is woven into the very fabric of Wales, and you'll hear it everywhere you go. From a local choir singing in a small village church to spontaneous performances in the pub, the voices of Wales are powerful and moving. No trip through Wales would be complete without a stop in Portmeirion, a colourful village that feels like it's been plucked from a storybook. For those who love a good hike, climbing to the summit of Penifan is a must. The Pembrokeshire coast offers a different kind of beauty, with rugged cliffs, sandy beaches and charming seaside towns. Sharing a warm Welsh cake with new friends, you realise that it's the simple pleasures that make a journey truly memorable. Northern Ireland is a treasure trove of scenic drives and hidden gems. The Causeway coastal route is often called one of the world's greatest road trips. One of the most iconic stops along the way is the Giant's Causeway. Standing among the hexagonal basalt columns, you can't help but feel a sense of awe. For those who enjoy a bit of a thrill, crossing the Carrick-a-Reed rope bridge is an absolute must. The dark hedges, with their twisted ancient trees, create a tunnel that's both eerie and enchanting. The Mourne Mountains offer a different kind of adventure, with rolling peaks and sweeping vistas. No trip to Northern Ireland would be complete without a visit to the Titanic Belfast Museum. And finally, end your journey with a traditional music session in a cosy Belfast pub. Sharing a pint and a song with locals, you feel the true spirit of Northern Ireland. Warm, welcoming and full of life. If you've enjoyed this adventure across the UK's most stunning road trips, I'd love for you to join me on even more journeys. So please, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to explore together. Thanks ever so much for watching and being a part of this journey. Remember, the world is full of beauty, just waiting to be explored. And every journey begins with a single step. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop seeking out new adventures.